join us, man. Plenty of tickets.
So when we talk about core team building, we're talking about think of a huddle, right? Think of a huddle. You've seen teams that was what? Trash. They put the right people on the squad, right? They kept coming, they kept showing up, they kept practicing, they kept spending money to get who they needed to recruit in order to eventually get a what? Championship. Our championship is seeing people come to know Christ in a real way. We all have been sent out by God, sent out by Christ to share what He has done on the cross, right? That's the championship is seeing a harvest come to know Him in a real way. God has brought us here in regards to core team. I know I say that a lot. Core team is those that are sold out, those that say, man, look, I understand what God is doing. I want to be involved, and I'm going to be here. I'm going to be here, okay? And so that's what we're here to do. We're pouring DNA. I'm not the only church planner in here. I'm not the only church planner. I look at all of y'all here. Church planners. You may not be like in the same seat that I sit in, but you in some type of way are sent out to connect with people. Okay? So it takes a collaborative expression to see a church be planted. All right? This week, first of all, anybody got any moment this week when you see God work? Anybody? Come on, man. Climbing up the chart. Nobody else? That's good. Good testimony. Anybody else? Man, I had an opportunity to go yesterday to it's called a Global Impact Conference. And Woody and myself, we had been talking throughout the week, and I was like, man, we need a keyboard. So when I got there, one of the church members that spoke on the panel with me, I told them the need, because that's what they were asking us. How can we get involved? We meet at these huge churches that are in the suburbs, and they want to get involved in what we're doing. And sometimes getting involved is sending people, sending resources, or sending equipment. And so we got a keyboard coming. So the door open up. Yeah, that's clap work. So we got a keyboard coming. And then what was this? This is Friday night. I was at the barbershop, and a lady came to the barbershop. She's an officer. She brings her son in there. One of my barbers said her son is there. And I noticed that she wasn't herself. So I was like, how you doing, officer? Really cracking a joke, but I was like, how you doing? And she was like, I'm so today. I was like, that's weird. And never like down, like talking about it. And so when they left outside, I peeped out the door and I was like, keep your head up, officer. And she was like, I'm trying. I was like, man, let me pray for you. Can I pray for you? And she's like, sure. Pray for what you want to pray about? And she's like, pray for life in general. So I prayed for her. So I was like, thank you. And so, man, it's just moments like that, man, where we're sensitive to what the Lord may be doing. He gives us opportunity to represent Him in that place. That's my two of God moments. Vision. What's our vision? Don't tell me I don't know it. Oh my God.
Wait, you didn't even give me a chance to read
is we want to be a church where gospel impact happens and disciples are empowered to go. Now, mission is different. Mission, he asked the question, how we going to get there? Right? Mission is how we going to get there. If big picture is, if I'm going from here to the barbershop, 1111 Cullen Boulevard, Suite A, is the big picture. How am I going to get there is the mission, right? Mission is we exist together. We exist to move ordinary people to maturity in Christ that leads to action. We exist to move ordinary. Mission is why you exist. We exist to move ordinary people by way of engaging or connecting. What's the next one? Connecting. Discipleship or disciple making is what? Maturing. And then planting the church is sending. So plug in, you good, you'll help each one of us plant a church. I mean, if that was a call y'all like, I would mature you up, build one of your goals. Again, I'm not the only church. That's why it takes a collaborative person to do this. Like, I'm not the only one that needs to be in the community or on my job or connected. Or on social media, connected. I'm not the only one here that should be maturing or maturing people that I'm connecting to. And we live sent lives anyway. The moment you say yes to Christ, the moment you believe the gospel, that's who Jesus is, what he's done. You've been sent out, okay? You've been sent out already. So what church plant is in the Western, how we've done it is we tend to try and plant a service, then you try to engage, make disciples, and then go, then engage, and then make disciples. That's upside down. The way that we are to do it the proper way, biblical way, you engage the city, make disciples, plant the church. All right? A moment that I had this week, man, it was so crazy. And I'm reading this book called Future Church by my guy Will Mancini. Man, it dawned on me. He's talking about his experience with being in college, being in seminary, and being like trained to go evangelize. And Will basically, he says that he thought that his responsibility in evangelizing was, man, I gotta say it well, I gotta get it right. They're gonna be convinced to believe Jesus. They're gonna be convinced to join the church. When it dawned on him, he said that the Lord kept giving him Romans 1 verse 16, which says, "For I'm not ashamed of the gospel, for it is the power of God unto salvation, or that brings salvation to those that believe." It is the power of God, the gospel, that brings salvation to those that believe. In other words, what Will thought was, man, I gotta bring it to him, convince him to believe, and then get him to join the church, and then the gospel does the rest. When it dawned on him that no, I bring the gospel like a waiter delivers a meal, and I'm getting out the way because the gospel is gonna go to work. That's in a nutshell. That's what we're here to do. We share the gospel. We share that. Let me just okay. Absolutely, we are messengers and ambassadors for Christ. My pastor yesterday was talking about embassies, right? Yeah. And what church plant is planting little embassies. Ambassador plant little, so I will be a head ambassador, plant little embassies all across Houston. Why? Because we have to keep up with the growing population. As population grows, people coming to Houston, man, listen, there's going to be so much more wickedness, so we need more church plants. We need more people that are serious about Christ, baby. So we got to know what the gospel is. And let me just I'll get you real quick. Men are sinners. Humanity is sinful. Humanity is born outside of relationship with God because of his sinful nature. God is holy. We are not. He sends his son into the world, live out the law perfectly in his mind, in his mouth, and in his behavior. He dies a death that we could not die. But guess what? It was satisfactory to God because he was raised up from the dead. And those that believe that story, again, like I just read in John 6, will live forever. That's what the gospel is. That's our job. If we give that to people and get out the way, the gospel go to work. That's going to work. We got 6 people in this ministry on the day that we launch going to be baptized. Why? Because they believe the gospel. They say yes to Christ. Okay? Tonight we're going to talk about core values. Any questions about that? I appreciate you. I appreciate you. We're going to deal with core values tonight. Our first core value we're going to deal with is intentional relationship building. First core value, intentional relationship building. This is part of our vision framework. Vision framework. Remember, vision, big idea. Mission, how we get there. Core values is this: a set of fundamental beliefs or principles that guide a person or organization's behaviors or decisions. Y'all understand what they're saying? What I value is going to determine my choices. What I value is going to determine my choices, okay? Or what I believe. Core values are non-negotiable. In other words, we stand on our core values. They speak to who you are personally. They speak to who you are personally. And so when we're seen on mission on our job, in our church, our community, etc., people should know who we are because of how we live out and express our core values. Okay? Of course, we understand that the church is not the only place where core values are developed. They also developed in your own personal home. What you value will be developed in those that you constantly live with. Okay? For example, if one of my core values in my home is generosity, then what? What's going to happen? Who's going to be generous? The whole house, absolutely. The whole house is going to be generous. Okay? It's going to become like second nature because of our continuing to live out this core value among those that see us. Okay? So they should be learning generosity. If my core value is leadership, then I'm going to position myself in places where my leadership skills can grow. Right? Okay? Or at least in a space that they can help me develop. But there is such thing as existing with unintentional core values. What do y'all think of unintentional core values is? If we got intentional core values, those are the ones that we zoom in on. And I love this. I love it. Unexpected. Not that. Okay. Dig a little deeper. Unintentional core values, yeah.
It sounds like something natural, like green.
Some natural, absolutely. So basically, look. Let's say, what could be an unintentional core value that we have? Unintentional. That's unintentional. I mean, I'm unintentional, but I'm standing on that business. Unintentional, like something like a pop-up. Absolutely. Absolutely. We value something deeply, right? But we never really think about that. We just go about our day. You know? And it's leading our behaviors. Leading our behaviors. In other words, like for instance, let's say I never ever take off of my job. Never take off of my job. I'm just chasing the bag. It may be unintentional that, man, you're loving money.
Right.
Why? Because I value it, and I don't know that I value it enough until it's brought to my attention. Right. It's unintentional, right? It's right, absolutely. So we want to be thoughtful and intentional when it comes to our core values. They are useful for how we understand ourselves or the organization. Okay? Now, our mission is, well, again, we exist to move ordinary people to maturity in Christ that leads to action. We exist to move ordinary people to maturity in Christ that leads to action. That is how we're going to get to the vision. Right? Connecting, maturing, and sending are three ideas by which we break down and carry out the mission. Our core values are developed from our mission statement. We exist to move ordinary people to maturity in Christ that leads to action. Connecting, maturing, sending. Tonight, we'll deal with the connecting part, intentional relationship. Intentional relationship. Okay? All of us here are here where we are because of some intentionality that happened, right? I will hope so. Tell me how you've been intentional with those of us that got spouses or girlfriends. How have you played that out and being intentional to get to where you are now? So tonight we're gonna deal with intentional relationship building. Okay? If you have a spouse, how have you built that relationship out, in other words? What steps have you taken? Dates. Okay? Okay, dates. Taking them out on dates. Anybody else? No guilt, y'all ain't mine, y'all ain't.
The gift, the date is the gift.
Oh, boy.
You had to do that.
His own now.
Now that's cool though.
What else? You.
I ain't gonna lie. Today I had pulled that bag out the closet with dad, so she has to smile like that. You know what I'm saying?
Gifts, okay? How about this? Conversations. Conversations. What else? We're gonna get this intentionality stuff together. We may not even get to the scripture, but we're gonna think about it. Now I'm just saying we will. What else?
I was gonna say like affection with all those.
That's good. Be passionate. Either or. Let's say affection, because affection can be a hug.
A sense of connection.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're a preacher, I would hope you was doing some praying. Or some pouring out scripture. You know, let's say washing. I use the Bible term for y'all. Washing in the Word.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Because we got this intentional relationship building stuff, right? What else? Acts of service, absolutely. Acts of service. We can go with nice words. Yeah. What should I say? Affirmation. Nice words. Listen, absolutely. No, he don't got no. Come on, man.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Be willing.
Willingness, okay. Okay. Willingness. How about acceptance of a family?
Acceptance. That's cool.
some things that we've done to build relationships, right? Or the relationship, and I really only talk about spouses and stuff because most of us in there got one. You know what I'm saying? And it brings us to really what this intentional relationship is. You don't get relationships without being intentional with these things, right? What happens? What would have happened if we done none of these?
That's a bad way.
They go into the gym looking at that buff cat. So we gotta be intentional when it comes to relationship building. Churches are built on relationship. How do I know? Because the minute you get ticked off at somebody in the relationship ain't got no roots, I'm gone. Okay? Me and my wife been married going on 19 years. Oh man, pray for me.
After this, you're a 18? Boy, that's time.
Pray for me.
Dedication. That's what we should put up there, dedication.
Absolutely, dedication. Let's look at John chapter 4. That's a lot of scripture. Verse 1 through 26. John chapter 4, verse 1 through 26. Somebody find Luke 22, 31 through 32.
I'll find Luke.
Okay. 22, 31 through 32. Somebody find John 17, 20 through 26.
You say Luke 22 through 32?
22, 31 through 32. You got John 17, 20 through 26. Somebody got John 4, 1 through 26.
John 4.
Yeah, 1 through 26.
Oh, yeah.
Luke 19, 1 through 10. Find you found one too. Find the Luke 19, 1 through 10 first. And then lastly, I'll find Mark 2, 2 through 15.
We said Luke 22 or see it what?
Now it was 31 through 32.
No, I mean, I was just gonna say somebody else can add it because there's only two versions in Polish.
That's the first one. Yeah. Mark 2.
I got one on 26.
You got one? You got the first one? John? Okay.
Everybody got one account?
Luke 19.
31, 32. Go down.
31 through 32. Lola got Luke 19, 1 through 10. I got Mark 2, 15 through 17. Who got the other one? You got the John 17, 20 through 26. Somebody got that?
John 17.
Yeah, 20 through 26. And then they got a John, we got John 4, 1 through 26.
You got that one? John 4?
I got both.
Oh, alright, let's go.
Disciples in John, those Jesus himself was not baptizing, but his disciples were. He left Judea and went again to Galilee. He had to travel through Samaria, so he went to the town of Samaria called Sychar, near the property that Jacob had given to his son Joseph. Jacob's well was there, and Jesus went out from his journey down after that. It was about noon. A woman of Samaria came to draw water. Give me a drink, Jesus said to her, because the disciples had gone down into town.
Hold on. Pause right there. What verse is that?
That is
Verse 7. Verse 7. Where do we see Jesus being intentional? Where do we see him? How do we see him being intentional in verse 7? He's sitting at the well.
I mean, he knew she was going to be there.
Of course, he knew she was going to be there. He goes off. spoke to her. He connected with her. He initiated conversation. Remember, Jesus said, I come to do the will of him who sent me. His mission was to come here and what? Die. Come here, live perfectly, do everything that God told him to do, and die. Right? He was sent out on a mission. Part of his mission was to connect with people that were lost. In fact, that was his mission. Also, to connect with people that were lost. Women were not talked to in public by men at the time. In fact, some rabbis would not talk to their wives or their sisters in public. So Jesus, he goes countercultural, and he engages, he connects to this woman sitting, Samaritan woman, might I add, at the well. He connects with the enemies of the Jews and connects with this woman. Okay? Remember, connecting, maturing, sending. Just focusing on connecting today. So we understand that he starts off his connecting by what? Engagement. Okay? We won't see people show up to know Jesus. The people of God won't engage. Won't be intentional with how we engage people. Okay? Okay, let's keep going.
You good? Yeah, I see. Yeah, I know. Look at it.
If you knew the gift of God who was saying, "Can you give me a drink?" you would ask him, and he would give you that water. Sir, I would have said, "You have a bucket, and the well is deep. But where do you get this water?" You weren't greater than our father Jacob. He gave us the well and drank it from it himself, and did the same for us. Jesus said, "Everyone who drinks from this water, whoever drinks from the water that I give, will never be thirsty again. In fact, the water that I give will become so well when the water is coming up on the He served the woman and said, "Give me this water so that I won't get thirsty again. Come here to the water. Go and call your husband," he told her, "and come back here." I don't have a husband," she answered. Good. You have correctly said, "I don't have a husband." For you have had 5 husbands, and the one that you have now is not your husband.
All right, stop for lack of time. So look, we see Jesus engage in conversation. What is he talking about?
The water.
He's talking about literal water, but he's also talking about spiritual water. So he pours spiritual things into her. Okay? He engages people or a person that the culture says that he shouldn't be engaging.
That's right.
If you black, some people might say don't talk to the clear people. Go countercultural to your beliefs. Okay? Gotta be intentional with connecting. Who got the next one? Who got the next verse? Passage. Which one is it? Who else? Honestly.
No 22, 31, 32 verse.
Yeah.
Simon, 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 behold, Satan demanded to have you. And then he might see you like we, I got prayed for you, and so faith will not fail. And when you have turned again, strengthen your brother.
Like it. I like it. So we see the first passage of scripture in John 4, 1 through 26. Jesus did what? He engaged, he initiates conversation. Okay? What do we see Jesus doing with his disciple that's done life with him? He said, I've done what? I prayed for you. I prayed for you. Building intentional relationships is not just starting out conversations that lead nowhere. No, it's intentional because of what we view as gonna pray. Thus, that's why I pray for the law lady at the barbershop, because I feel like prayer is very vital to God, and so whatever is vital to God is vital to me. Okay? So Jesus is very intentional about how, and he shows his intentionality by how he says, Simon, Simon, Satan, the adversary desires to sift you like this, but I pray for you. And watch this. When you fail, you're going to be restored, and then go and strengthen your brother. So not only does he pray, but he also encourages him to go out and do that for someone else that's going to fall. Okay. All of us have been restored by Jesus if we said yes to him, right? Our duty is to go out, build intentional relationships. Don't be afraid to pray for people in public. Remember how we went to the Hispanic restaurant in Panama? Man, them people, listen, but it was about what, 7 of us, 8 of us in the circle outside the restaurant praying. And when we turned around, boy, there was so many people surrounding. I thought we was getting bomb rush. Yeah. Got a trillion views on that thing. And they was like, wow, we've never seen, I know what they wanted to say, we've never seen out here praying in public.
You're like power for real though. Ain't gonna shot you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We was praying for one another, but also for others that was around us. Okay? What's the next one? We got the next one, huh? Yeah, you were. I ain't know you.
It was so game though, like
Like, you went in front of the door, nothing, like, some people could ask, like, you went in where nobody was. They was stopping them from watching. Yeah, they were deep too. Man. Open my eyes, I'm like, ooh. Who got the next verse?
John 17:20.
Okay.
I do not ask for these only, also for those who believe me through their word, that they may be one, just as you are in me, and I in you. That they also may be in us, so that the world may believe that you have sent me. The glory that you have given me, I have given to them, that they
Boy, stuck together, boy. You got the glue on the field.
Some one sandwich fry.
The glory that you have given me, I have given to them, that they may be one, even as we are one. I and him, and you and me, that they may become perfectly one, so that the world may know that you sent me and love them, even as you love me.
Look, Jesus prays for his disciples, right? And for future believers. And he shows his deep love and care for those who follow him. What word do we constantly hear him saying in this verse, or in these verses? What word? It's one word that Chris kept putting, I don't know if it was on purpose, praise, but there was one word that he kept putting some emphasis on. He was one. Intentional relationship building. We initiate conversations, right? We're praying for people because we don't want to be a church that prays. We want to be a praying church, right? But we also try to unify some stuff. Intentional relationship building is to form a unit around who? Christ. Listen, I like this verse too, because if Jesus prays for us to become one, the disciples to become one, right? And then he says that I want every believer to become one. To fight against that is to fight against the very prayer that Christ prayed. To fight against unity is to fight against Jesus and his prayer. So if we're building a relationship, we want to show our deep concern I was sharing with one of my people earlier this morning that I don't care if it's not a salvation issue. Like if we don't have the same view about Christ, that's different, right? But if we do have the same view about Him, everything else is what we doing. Because why? We're eternal kindred before anything. Shades of color don't matter. When we leave here, ain't nobody gonna be black. When we get there, nobody gonna be white. Nobody gonna be Saudi Arabia. None of that. We all be the same color. So we wanna be able to engage in this relationship and seek to be unified, not with just one another, but for those who God is calling us out to connect with. Okay? Intentionally. All right? Who got the next one? We got like 10 minutes. Woody chose the wrong song.
Yeah, praise God.
And he wanted to order chicken at 5. I apologize.
She said she want to read it.
Go ahead. And you want to expound on it.
I got her find it for her.
That's cool. She got a phone, huh?
She got a phone phone.
She need to download the Bible. I know y'all be on that call every morning too because I'll be in y'all. Y'all be waking me up.
Every morning, we don't miss you.
I know. They be learning them verses. Shoot.
Friday. Well, I ain't no better than her.
Oh,
Look at Lord, boy.
huh? Look at Lord. Why you taking joints like vitamins?
You ain't tell you what verse.
Give me 200. I knew it was wrong. That's why I sneaked them. I don't know who got the next one. Was it Luke?
No, there ain't no excuse now. She got
Lola got that. Lola got Luke 19, 1 through 10.
19, 1 to 10. All on this highlight. Good, hold it. They use part of you too, so you better start reading.
He entered Jericho and was passing through. There was a man named Judas who was chief tax collector, and he was rich. He was trying to see who Jesus was, but he was not able. He was not able because of the crowd, since he was short. Since he was a short man, so running ahead, he climbed up a sign more tree to see Jesus. Since he was about to pass that way, when Jesus came to place, he looked up and said to his master, "Shoot, sis, hurry and come down because today is necessary for me to stay in your house." So he quickly came down and welcomed him joyfully. All people saw and began to proclaim, "He longed to stay with sinful men," but Zacharias stood there and said to the Lord, "Look, I'll give half of the prize possession to the poor of Lord, and if I have extorted anything from anyone, I'll pay back 4 times as much." Today salvation has come to this house, Jesus told him, because he too is a son of Abraham. For the Son of Man has come to seek and to save the lost.
Good deal. Good deal. What do we see Jesus doing though? He's intentional with his relationship building. What do we see him doing? He's at Zacchaeus. He's at Zacchaeus' house. What are they doing? Huh? I mean, he ain't wrong. But I do play.
Man, he was playing me the worst, bro.
But no, he said, "I must dine at your house."
Put his foot out.
He eat with them. Oh. They kicking it together. together. Right? If we're gonna be in a relationship, we see, and these are just some scriptures, okay, that we point out. Jesus connected by initiating conversation, right? Especially outside of his culture. Okay? Why? Because the kingdom is not gonna be just one particular nationality or race. It's gonna be a plethora of people, right? Not only that, but he prayed for people. He prayed for his disciples, which showed that he deeply cared and loved them, right? Then he also intentional relationship building. He sought out unity. He sought out unity, and he prayed for unity among those that follow him, more specifically. Okay. Now, we also see him. What did we say he was doing in Zacchaeus' house? Well, don't y'all like this? This is almost like some Bible study lecture stuff too, because y'all teaching me. What did he do? They was eating. Those are some observations that we grasp from the scriptures. Ain't it a joyful thing when you can know what God is saying to us in His Word? So he died.
That's how you be moving though.
Absolutely. He dined with people, or he ate with people. Watch this. He ate with who though?
The key.
Sinners. That's what my sister. He ate with sinners. Yeah. I was say ratchet. He ate with sinners, which means he was not all about kicking it with somebody that was already a believer. Right? If I'm gonna be an intentional relation, man, I was at this one church plant.
Can I try to cut y'all? When you hear like that, it's like when I watch YouTube that say about Kobe, they say they want to Kobe to come hang with him at the club.
Oh yeah.
Hung with right after the
Yeah.
Now you gotta come hang with me.
Absolutely. That's a good illustration, bro. That's a great illustration. Absolutely, I like it. Absolutely. I was at the church playing conference, and the pastor up there say, "Man, look, I want y'all to delete every saved person out of your phone, every one of them, and find you some unsaved people." Why is that? Jesus ate with sinners and tax collectors, those that were marginalized and outcast. Why? Because he didn't come for those that was already saved. You have not been sent for people that have already said yes to Jesus. Do we want some mature believers here?
Right.
Yes, because the church is made up of immature believers and mature believers, as well as those that don't believe.
Yeah.
But I mean, and that's God will sort that out.
Amen.
But at the end of the day, we need people in our life. We need to like people that are not saved. Why? Because if we're focused on intentional relationship building, we are initiated, praying for them, we seeking unity. And this is not just, oh, can we just get along? But no, it's a kingdom unity. We want them to become a part of us. So he ate with sinners. He ate with sinners and tax collectors. Okay? If we're going to be intentional, let us find some friends this week. Pray about it first, because he also prayed about who he would choose to walk with. Pray about that. And invite him into your life. Zacchaeus, he said, Zacchaeus, kicking it with you today. I'm coming to your house today.
I'm the shotgun. Clean up, bro. Easy.
Absolutely. All right. Who got? I guess it's on me, huh? What is it, Mark 2? We're a little bit over 2, man. Forgive us. Mark 2. And it's the same concept. And as he reclined at the table in his house, many tax collectors and sinners were reclining with Jesus and his disciples. For there were many who followed him. And the scribes of the Pharisees, when they saw that he was eating with sinners and tax collectors, said to his disciples, "Why does he eat with tax collectors and sinners?" And when Jesus heard it, he said, here it is, "Those who are well have no need of a physician." Well, not prophetic. But those who are sick, I came not to call the righteous, but sinners. He says, I came not to call the righteous, but sinners. that look like